English study plane for talking. Alex often dreamed of speaking English fluently, but a wall of apprehension stood firmly in his way. He imagined himself on an English study plane, soaring towards conversational mastery. Yet, taking that crucial first step always felt like an impossible leap. The thought of uttering even a simple sentence filled him with overwhelming anxiety and self-doubt. He watched others converse effortlessly, their words flowing like a gentle river. How did they achieve such natural ease? Alex wondered. Their confidence seemed innate, their expressions relaxed and inviting. He longed for that same level of comfort and connection when attempting to articulate his thoughts in English, feeling consistently intimidated. The idea of an English study plane wasn't just a metaphor for Alex, it represented a structured journey. He knew he needed a clear flight path, a systematic way of learning English. Random efforts had yielded minimal results, leaving him frustrated and feeling stuck on the runway of his linguistic aspirations. His biggest hurdle remained the initial step for talking. How to begin? What if he made mistakes? These questions constantly echoed in his mind, paralyzing him. He yearned for a magical key, a simple technique to unlock his vocal cords and begin the actual process of speaking English aloud, without fear. Alex started researching different ways of learning English, devouring articles and watching countless videos. He discovered that many successful learners emphasized immersion, even if it meant creating a mini English-speaking environment within his own home. This idea sparked a small flicker of hope inside him. The concept of how to make confidence in speaking became his personal mantra. He realized confidence wasn't something you waited for, it was built, brick by brick, through small victories. Every tiny step forward, every correctly pronounced word, contributed to this crucial foundation for growth. A particular online tutor, Sarah, offered invaluable talking tips. Start small, she advised. Don't aim for perfection, aim for connection. This resonated deeply with Alex, shifting his perspective from flawless grammar to effective communication, which felt far less daunting than before. Sarah also encouraged observing how other people talk in English. She suggested paying attention not just to their words, but their intonation, body language, and natural pauses. This subtle observation helped Alex understand the rhythm and flow of native English conversation patterns. Why you must read English, Sarah emphasized, is to expand your vocabulary and understand sentence structures. Alex began reading simple news articles and short stories, finding unfamiliar words, but also a burgeoning sense of accomplishment with each completed page. Reading became a vital tool. She strongly advocated for the listen and practice method. Alex began listening to English podcasts during his commute and repeating phrases he heard. This active listening, coupled with immediate verbal practice, started to slowly train his ear and tongue simultaneously for improved fluency. Alex devised his personal How to Learn English routine. Mornings were for listening, afternoons for reading, and evenings for active speaking practice. Consistency was key, he learned. This structured approach brought a sense of discipline and progress to his language acquisition journey, making it sustainable. The most intimidating aspect remained: how to talk with anyone. Sarah's advice was simple yet profound: find opportunities, however small. She suggested starting conversations with store clerks, asking directions, or even talking to himself in the mirror to practice common phrases daily. Alex's first tangible step for talking involved simple greetings. "Hello, how are you?" "Thank you." He practiced them diligently, focusing on clear pronunciation rather than complex sentences. Each successful interaction, no matter how brief, chipped away at his ingrained nervousness. He began keeping a small notebook, jotting down new phrases and expressions he heard. This helped solidify vocabulary and gave him ready-made sentences to try out in real conversations, overcoming the mental block of constructing phrases on the spot effectively. To improve his way of learning English, Alex discovered the power of flashcards for vocabulary memorization. He used them daily, reinforcing new words and concepts, turning abstract knowledge into actionable language components he could recall more easily during actual conversations. Making confidence in speaking became a daily challenge he eagerly embraced. He started recording himself speaking for 5 minutes each day, listening back to identify areas for improvement. This self-assessment was uncomfortable initially, but proved incredibly effective for his progress. Sarah's talking tips included focusing on expressing the core message, even with limited vocabulary. "It's about getting your point across, not perfection," she reiterated. This shifted Alex's mindset, allowing him to communicate more freely without constant self-correction. He observed how other people talk in English, particularly their nonverbal cues. A smile, eye contact, and open posture often communicated as much as the words themselves. This realization helped him feel more connected and less isolated during conversations. Alex learned why you must read English not just for words, but for cultural context. Books opened windows into different ways of thinking and expressing ideas. He started appreciating the nuances of the language, going beyond mere translation and rote memorization. The listen and practice mantra transformed his daily routine. He swapped his native language music for English songs, trying to decipher lyrics. He even started watching English TV shows with subtitles, gradually reducing his reliance on them for better listening comprehension. His personalized How to Learn English plan included setting small, achievable goals. Instead of become fluent, he aimed for have a 5-minute conversation by next month. This made the journey feel less overwhelming and more manageable in the long run. For How to Talk with Anyone, Alex decided to join an online language exchange group. Connecting with native speakers from various countries provided invaluable practice opportunities and diversified his exposure to different accents and conversational styles significantly. His first step for talking truly blossomed when he managed to order coffee in English confidently. It was a simple transaction, but the feeling of accomplishment was immense. This small victory fueled his desire to seek out more opportunities for real-world interaction daily. The way of learning English evolved into a dynamic process for Alex. He moved beyond textbooks, actively seeking out real-world applications of the language. This included participating in online forums and commenting on English videos, making it more interactive and engaging. To make confidence in speaking, Alex embraced mistakes as learning opportunities. He stopped viewing errors as failures, but rather as signposts pointing to areas needing further attention. This mindset shift dramatically reduced his fear of making blunders in public. Sarah's talking tips emphasized active listening. Don't just wait for your turn to speak, she advised. Truly listen to understand. This improved Alex's comprehension and allowed him to formulate more relevant and thoughtful responses during dialogues. Observing how other people talk in English taught Alex about conversational fillers and natural pauses. He learned that not every second needs to be filled with perfectly grammatically correct sentences, making his own speech sound more natural and less robotic. Understanding why you must read English also extended to current events. Reading English news provided him with contemporary vocabulary and discussion topics. It made conversations more engaging and demonstrated a broader understanding of the English-speaking world. The listen and practice routine became almost subconscious. He would hum English songs, narrate his daily activities to himself in English, and even think in English during quiet moments, turning immersion into an effortless, continuous learning experience. Alex's How to Learn English strategy now included shadowing, where he would repeat sentences immediately after hearing them from native speakers. This technique improved his pronunciation and intonation, making his spoken English sound much more authentic and smooth. For How to Talk with Anyone, he learned to ask open-ended questions. Instead of yes/no questions, he would ask, "What do you think about?" or "Tell me more about." This encouraged longer responses and kept the conversation flowing naturally, reducing awkward silences significantly. His first step for talking had now led to sustained conversations. From simple greetings, he progressed to discussing hobbies, travel, and current affairs with growing ease. The initial fear was replaced by genuine excitement for connecting with others effortlessly. The way of learning English became a personalized adventure. Alex discovered that incorporating his hobbies into his learning, like watching English sports commentary or reading English blogs about his interests, made the process enjoyable and highly effective for retention. To make confidence in speaking, Alex started role-playing different scenarios. He'd pretend he was at an airport, a restaurant, or a job interview, practicing common phrases and responses. This mental rehearsal prepared him for real-life interactions. Sarah's talking tips included not being afraid to ask for clarification. "Could you repeat that?" or "What does that mean?" were perfectly acceptable questions. This ensured understanding and prevented misunderstandings, making conversations clearer for everyone involved. Observing how other people talk in English also taught Alex about the use of idioms and slang. While not immediately incorporating them, he recognized their importance for understanding informal conversations and cultural nuances within a social context. Why you must read English was further reinforced when Alex realized how much vocabulary he picked up passively. Words he read in articles would suddenly appear in conversations, strengthening his recognition and recall abilities naturally during dialogues. The listen and practice cycle deepened. He moved from simply repeating phrases to paraphrasing what he heard, demonstrating true comprehension. This active processing of information solidified his understanding and enhanced his ability to formulate complex thoughts. His refined How to Learn English approach prioritized consistency over intensity. Short, daily bursts of practice proved more effective than sporadic long sessions. This sustainable pace prevented burnout and ensured continuous progress over time for him. For How to Talk with Anyone, Alex started preparing a few go-to topics of conversation. Knowing he had a few subjects he could confidently discuss reduced his anxiety when initiating conversations with strangers, making the entire process less stressful. The first step for talking had now become a confident stride. Alex no longer hesitated. He actively sought out opportunities to speak English, embracing every chance to practice and refine his communication skills, constantly improving his fluency. The way of learning English was no longer a chore but a fascinating exploration. He enjoyed discovering new vocabulary, understanding different accents, and connecting with people from diverse backgrounds globally, enriching his life significantly. To make confidence in speaking, Alex practiced self-compassion. He acknowledged that learning a language was a journey with ups and downs, and that setbacks were normal. This positive self-talk helped him persist through challenging moments with determination. Sarah's talking tips included using simpler language when unsure of complex grammar. It's better to be clear and concise than grammatically perfect and unintelligible, she advised. This practical advice empowered Alex to speak more freely and spontaneously. Observing how other people talk in English showed Alex the power of intonation and stress. He learned that changing the emphasis on certain words could alter the meaning of a sentence, adding another layer of depth to his understanding and expression. Why you must read English also encompassed understanding different writing styles and registers. From formal academic papers to informal social media posts, reading exposed him to the versatility of the language, broadening his comprehension effectively. The listen and practice method evolved to include engaging in online debates and discussions. This pushed Alex to formulate arguments and respond spontaneously, further honing his critical thinking skills alongside his linguistic abilities daily. Alex's ultimate how to learn English secret was passion. Once he truly enjoyed the process, learning stopped feeling like work and became a joyful pursuit. This intrinsic motivation accelerated his progress exponentially, making him truly fluent. For How to Talk with Anyone, Alex realized the importance of genuine interest. Asking follow-up questions and showing curiosity about the other person's responses made conversations richer and more meaningful for both participants involved. His first step for talking was a distant memory. Alex now confidently participated in international conferences, effortlessly networking and sharing his ideas. He had truly mastered the art of English communication, bridging cultural gaps with ease. The way of learning English became a testament to perseverance. He inspired others by sharing his journey, proving that consistent effort, coupled with the right strategies, could transform anyone into a proficient English speaker. His story resonated deeply. To make confidence in speaking, Alex advocated for creating a supportive environment. Surrounding himself with encouraging people and resources helped him overcome self-doubt and maintain momentum throughout his entire language learning process successfully. Sarah's talking tips were always about the human connection. English was merely a tool, she reminded him, for building bridges and understanding diverse perspectives. This philosophy guided Alex's interactions, making them more authentic and meaningful for all. Observing how other people talk in English highlighted the importance of cultural sensitivity. He learned that communication extends beyond words, requiring an understanding of gestures, social norms, and appropriate conversational distance too. Why you must read English became clear. It fostered empathy and broadened worldviews. Through literature and news, Alex gained insights into different cultures and global issues, making him a more informed and globally aware communicator. The listen and practice philosophy had made Alex a truly dynamic English speaker. He could not only understand and speak, but also adapt his style to different situations and audiences, a true sign of advanced fluency and mastery. His How to Learn English journey, once intimidating, had culminated in triumph. Alex now truly embodied the spirit of lifelong learning, continually refining his skills and helping others embark on their own rewarding language acquisition adventures successfully. For How to Talk with Anyone, Alex emphasized the courage to initiate. Even a small "Hi, how are you?" could open doors to unexpected connections and invaluable practice opportunities, making communication accessible to everyone willing to try.